Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stands before you with a very important topic of ethics and values, paper of semester 2 of +3 degree level. And today's topic is values of the Indian Constitution. Values of the Indian Constitution is found in ethics and value paper of second semester of the +3 degree level. And before I discuss values of the Indian Constitution or values in the Indian Constitution, I want to inform my viewers that my channel name is @Dilip Kumar Pal 9375. In this channel you will find more than 460 videos which are related to +2 first year political science to +2 second year political science and +3 first semester political science honors to +3 sixth semester political science honors, and many videos on environmental studies of +3 first semester and many videos of the ethics and values paper of second semester. I request my viewers that if you have subscribed my channel, you will get the benefit, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe for your benefit. And those of your friends who are in above classes, please aware them about this channel, so some students will be benefited. Remember not to hesitate to give help to anybody. It is a great, highest humanitarian work. And I want to inform my viewers that any video you want, just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal in YouTube. You will get both the Odia and English video. If you will get Odia video, be sure that its English version is also there. If you will get English video, be sure that its Odia version is also in YouTube. Let us start. Values of the Indian Constitution or values in the Indian Constitution. Let us start. Every constitution has a lot of laws to administer a country, but behind all laws, values or high estimation principle or noble humanitarian principle are found. Otherwise, people will protest against these laws. Laws in the Indian Constitution are not an exception. Behind these laws in the Indian Constitution, there are values which are mentioned below. In every constitution, no doubt laws are found, but behind these laws, there are some values or noble ideas or principle of high estimation to which no one can resist. So, in every constitution, no doubt there are laws, no doubt there are rules, but behind these rules or laws, there are some values or high estimation principle or humanitarian principle. Otherwise, people will make protest, people will revolt. Indian Constitution is not an exception. Behind laws in the Indian Constitution, there are also values, high estimation principle and noble ideas or humanitarian principles. So now we'll discuss behind laws in the Indian Constitution, what are the values? Number one, equality. Equality is a value of highest order. Equality is a very important value of highest order. In most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution, equality is reflected. Equality is a very important value. It is a value to which everybody gives respect. And in Indian Constitution, equality is reflected from many principles. Article 14 says that there shall be equality before law and equal protection of law. So equality is a very important value. And in Indian Constitution, equality is reflected from many principles. In Article 14 it is said, there shall be equality before law and equal protection of law. There shall be equality before law, means before law all are equal. And there shall be equal protection of law. Law will protect all. From Prime Minister down to constable, from manager down to peon, all are equal before law. In India, all are equal before law. He may be a Prime Minister, he may be a constable, he may be a manager, he may be a peon. So, equality is reflected in Article 14. Then, in Article 15, so laws treats all equally in India. Article 15 clause 1 says that state cannot discriminate citizens on any ground. All citizens are equal. State cannot discriminate citizens on ground of caste, color, religion, language. 15 clause 2 says that public places are meant for all. So, equality is a very important value, and equality is reflected from most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution. In Article 14 it is clearly mentioned, there shall be equality before law and equal protection of law. Means before law all are equal and all give equal protection to all. Then Article 15 clause 1 says that state cannot make discrimination among citizens on the ground of caste, color, religion, language. Article 15 clause 2 says that public places are for all. Every person can use public places. So equality is reflected, which is a very important principle, is reflected from most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution. So equality is a very important value in the Indian Constitution. Number 2, liberty. Liberty is such a value without which human beings cannot be considered as human beings. Another important principle, another important value in the Indian Constitution is the liberty. Liberty is a very important value. It is so much important that without liberty, a human being will not be considered as human beings. So, liberty is also reflected from most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution. Liberty is such a value without which human beings cannot be considered as human beings. Principle of liberty is also reflected in Indian Constitution. In Article 19 clause 1 says about 6 freedoms. Freedom of speech and expression. All citizens of India can express their views. Freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. They can assemble in a place without arms. Freedom to form association unions. They can form association unions. Freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. They can move freely throughout the territory of India. Freedom to settle in any part of India. They can settle in any part of India. Freedom to choose any occupational business for livelihood. They can choose any occupational business or profession for the livelihood. Then, in Article 29 clause 1 says that all people have freedom to preserve their culture. It is mentioned in Article 29 clause 1. And Article 15 clause 2 says that all people have freedom to use public places. 15 clause 2. And under Article 25 clause 1, people can adopt any religion. So, another important value which is reflected in the Indian Constitution, the liberty. Liberty is reflected from many provisions of the Indian Constitution. In Article 19 Clause 1, 6 freedoms have been given to Indian citizens. All the people of India have freedom of speech and expression. They can assemble in a place without arms. They can form association unions. They can move freely throughout the territory of India. They can settle in any part of the territory of India. They can carry on any occupation, business for their livelihood. Then people have been given liberty. Then in Article 29 Clause 1, people have been given freedom to preserve their culture. Then Article 15 Clause 2, people have freedom to use public places. Article 25 Clause 1, people can adopt any religion. So, equality is reflected in the Indian Constitution. Liberty is reflected in the Indian Constitution. And number 3, social justice. It is also a very important value. It is also reflected in the Indian Constitution. Social justice means no discrimination will be made among people on any ground. Social justice means there should not be discrimination among people on any ground. It is also reflected in the Indian Constitution. It is also reflected in the Indian Constitution. Article 17 says, in Article 17 it is mentioned that untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. Article 29 Clause 1, all people of any ground can preserve their culture. 29 Clause 2 says that no discrimination will be made on any ground at the time of taking admission in any educational institutions. So, social justice, which is a very important value, is also reflected from many provisions of the Indian Constitution. Social justice means discrimination cannot be made among people. So, from most of the provisions of the Indian Constitution, social justice is reflected. In Article 17 it is mentioned, untouchability is abolished and its practice in any form is forbidden. One cannot practice the system of untouchability. If anybody will be found, he will be given punishment. Then, in Article 29 Clause 1, all citizens of India of any ground can preserve their culture. 29 Clause 2, at the time of admission in any educational institution, there cannot be discrimination on the ground of caste, color, religion, language. So, social justice, which is a very important value, is also found in the Indian Constitution. Number 4, fraternity. The word fraternity has come from the word frater. F-R-A-T-E, frater, means brother. In Indian Constitution, by the use of the word fraternity, it is considered that all people of India are brothers and sisters and there will be no difference among them. In Indian Constitution, another important value is reflected, fraternity. Fraternity has come from the Latin word frater, means brother. In the Indian Constitution, it is believed that all the people of India are considered as brothers and sisters. There is no difference among them. It is another important value. 5th, secularism. In India, people of all religions are treated equally. No discrimination is made in use of public places, public employment on the ground of religion. Under Article 30 Clause 1, people of all religions can establish their education institutions, and under Article 30 Clause 2, state cannot discriminate these institutions while giving aid. So, secularism is another important principle in the Indian Constitution. Secularism means all religions are equal. State will give respect to all religions. It is also reflected in the Indian Constitution. In India, all religions are given equal respect. All religions are given equal respect. There cannot be a discrimination. in public employment on the ground of religion. There cannot be discrimination in public employment on the ground of religion. There cannot be discrimination for the use of public places on the ground of religion. Then Article 30 Clause 1 says that people of all religion can establish their education institutions. 30 Clause 2 says that state, while giving aid to education institutions, cannot discriminate these education institutions. So another important principle which is reflected from the Indian Constitution is secularism. In India, all religions are given equal respect. There cannot be discrimination in public employment on the ground of religion. There cannot be discrimination in using public places on the ground of religion. People of all religions can establish their education institution under Article 30 Clause 1. State, while giving aids to education institutions, cannot discriminate education institutions which are established by minority people. Then, sixth one, Constitution is a gift of people. In the preamble, it is mentioned that Indian Constitution is a gift of people. It is not given by anybody or a group of people. Rather, it is a gift of people. It means people are the source of power and people are important. Another value of the Indian Constitution is that Indian Constitution is the gift of people. In the Indian Constitution, it is mentioned that Indian Constitution is the gift of people. Indian Constitution is not the gift of any person or a body of persons. It is a gift of people. Means people are important. People are powerful. People are not secondary. People are important. Then seventh one, special attention to minority. In India, special attention has been given to minority people so that they can live happily. To promote the development of minorities, they have been given right to establish education institutions under Article 30 Clause 1 and provision of aid under Article 30 Clause 2. So, special attention has been given to minority people. They have been given power to establish education institutions under 30 Clause 1 and government or state, while giving aids to these education institutions, cannot discriminate these education institutions established by minority people under Article 30 Clause 2. Then, reservation, eighth important value, reservation for people of weaker sections, for the weaker sections of people, for the people of weaker class, special attention has been given. How? There is provision of reservation in public employment and government education institutions for weaker sections. For the development of weaker sections, there is reservation for them in government jobs and there is reservation for them in government education institutions. So special attention has been given to the people of weaker sections. 9. Republic system. Another important value is the republican system. By this, every person of the country can be head of state if you will have caliber. In India, there is a republic system. By this, every person can become the head of country if he will have the caliber. The head of the country, the post for the head of the country is not meant for any class. Any person can become head of the country if you have the caliber. 10. National identity. In India, by a single citizenship system, all persons are considered a citizen of India. By this, everybody has equal status in the country. There is national identity. In India, there is single citizenship. By this, every person can be a citizen of the country. Every person is a citizen of the country. It means every person has equal status in the country. National identity. Then 11. Democratic means to implement philosophy of constitution. Ideas which are found in constitution, they are implemented in constitutional way, in peaceful way, not by violence. Legal methods have been used to improve. Legal methods have been used to implement the philosophy and the principles of the Constitution. The principles and philosophy of the Constitution are implemented in legal way or peaceful way or democratic way. Finally, democracy. By democracy, people are considered as primary and valuable, not valueless. Another principle of Indian Constitution is democracy. As in India, democracy is found. People are valuable. People are the source of power. They are not valueless. So, in this video, we have discussed values of the Indian Constitution. It is found in Ethics and Values paper of +3 second semester. Thank you, my viewers. Have a good day.